All right, Tom. What a morning already. Rubbish bin day today. Hopefully they'll pick it up. We'll see. So what are we? 7 o'clock. Doesn't seem to matter what time I get up. 7 o'clock seems to be the leaving time. Where are you going to overtake? There's a car in front. Jesus Christ. Always feels smooth. Right. We got to the top of the hill. Oh yeah, that was me this morning. Right, let's go. Ah, jeez. That's better. Yeah, so finally got out the door at 7 o'clock. I was up at 5. I thought, you know what? I've got a big hole in my rear tyre. Let's just sort that out, shall we? So, yeah, since then, yeah, rear wheel off, rear tyre off, clean the sealant off of the bike. Sealant out of the tyre, clean the tyre. Decided not to patch the tyre. I don't know why. New rim tape, new valve. And yeah, put it all back together again. And 7 o'clock. Finally out the door. And very strangely, I've just got on the bike and these bars feel really wide. How can that be? That just can't be, can it? I've only ridden this bike in the last couple of weeks. I haven't been out on the gravel bike since the weekend. Yeah, so the last 3 rides have been on this bike. And somehow these handlebars feel wide. It just cannot be the case, can it? Oh well, never mind. I mean, I feel comfortable enough. Anyway. Maybe I've changed over the last 3 days. So these are 40 centimetre bars. I run 40 centimetre bars on the gravel bike as well. Though of course on the gravel bike they are very, very slightly flared. Ritchie Vitano bars they are on the Giant Revolt. And actually, in a world where I could only have one set of bars, those Ritchie bars would probably be the bars of choice. I've always liked them for some reason, I don't know why. I had the Venture Max bars on the gravel bike, you know, back in the days when people said it was cool to do that, but actually I found 40 centimetres is just about right for pretty much everything. So yeah, 40 centimetres on everything now. Yeah, so having put new rim tape, new sealant, old tyre back on the bike, this is just a bit of a, I don't know, road test if you like. Let him know where I'm going because he might have decided he wanted to go first anyway. Bit fresh again this morning, but yeah, definitely summer kit. Short sleeve top, bib shorts. In fact, they're probably the oldest bib shorts I've got, and they're so flipping comfortable, and I've sewn my own pocket onto them, and I have just painstakingly taken the old padding out, which was absolutely knackered, and yeah, sewn the new padding in, and so far they feel amazing. So yeah, I think I've done all right there. We'll see. Obviously I'm on 2 miles, so let's say after 2 miles I've done a good job there. Alright, should we go over the river? Let's go over the river. Yeah, let's do that. Morning. Cheers, mate. Good morning. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Yeah, so the English language, funny isn't it? Changes around the world. I mean, I suppose Australia and New Zealand, they've got their own little, yeah, like shortening a word and adding E or O on the end. I always find that quite interesting. And of course the Americans, actually I'm always quite surprised about American English. You like the big words, things like hyperbole. That's not really a word that we would use in the UK anymore. Yeah. Well, not very often, let's put it that way, not in modern speak, but I think there are some words, proclivities, things that I hear on American TV, and I don't know if they're just trying to be posh or show off, or if these are words that are used in certain areas in North America. Obstreperous. I quite like that word. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if Julie's, yeah, a little bit, you know how it gets sometimes. I'll say, oh, stop being obstreperous. Yeah, she just stands there confused. And it does the job, it works. I mean, one day she'll look it up and, that'll be a problem, won't it? But, yeah, I think a lot of English does transfer over to come on, Antipodean English. So yeah, words you wouldn't necessarily use in North America. Yeah, like, well, I suppose the classic one is bloody, isn't it? There's nothing like a good old-fashioned Antipodean bloody. It's just the way they say it. It's just epic. Always makes me smile. I don't know if they use the word tosser so much. I think that is mainly the UK. They definitely use things like wanker and dickhead and, you know, I suppose arsehole's universal, isn't it? Good morning. Arsehole and asshole. You know, it's the same thing, isn't it? I think I said about douchebag before I didn't finish that particular conversation. I'm assuming douchebag is just a kinder way of saying asshole. What have we got? Peeps or no peeps? That bridge is clear. Yeah, so okay, in the UK there's lots of other little words as well. So whenever I go into the shop, the women always call me love or my love. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a way, it's just a word that women tend to use. I suppose men would just say mate. You right, mate? Oh yeah, by the way, if we say you all right, mate, the reply is yeah, not bad, how's it going? And that's it. When we don't actually care whether you're all right or not. If we care about that, we'll ask. Say, you know, how's it going, how is things, blah-de-blah-de-blah. So that initial, you all right, mate? That's hello. And I think I was saying about the word wanker. It can just mean everything. It doesn't matter what the word is and the literal meaning. It can mean everything. You know, you can tell your mate, oh, you wanker. You know what I mean? When it's just, yeah, so it can be a term of affection as much as anything else. A lot of the time. I suppose the F word is universal. The C-U-N-T word, now that's a bit different, isn't it? But I mean, again, strangely, that can be used as a term of affection. You know, any swear word, I think, in Britain, certainly, you know, can be, it's down to the sarcasm, isn't it? You know, I don't think it's escaped the rest of the world that the British are really quite sarcastic and vicious sometimes with our language. You know, I suppose other countries would say, you know, get over yourself or whatever. I don't know, but sometimes we can be totally vicious and very dark humoured. If there's a very bad situation, humour comes out. You know, that's how we do it, you know. It's just the way we are. And I suppose until the advent of social media, generally speaking, we were quite understated about problems, and you know, we didn't catastrophize too much. Quite sort of cool about everything. Obviously that has changed quite a lot. Everybody seems to catastrophize these days. I suppose it's in a world where you can get attention from so many places. I don't know, I just think it's a, you know, look at me, it doesn't really mean as much as maybe it's meant. I don't know, I guess that sort of thing does spread. The younger generations. Just let us concentrate here, there's a lot of cars. Right, we're all right. Yeah, I think the younger generations do catastrophize. Your millennials, not so much maybe, I don't know. But yeah, language is changing. Things are changing. I think. Go on then. Somebody is coming round. Good. I can go then. Hello. Yeah, you thought about it, didn't you? Good job. We were on the same wavelength there. Right, this will be busy for the first bit anyway. How he came round. Look at this. Go on then. Bloody hell. What's that all about? Okay, and relax. Do you see that? I got the radar on today, but I still looked over my shoulder. It's not a replacement. Actually, I noticed that on the videos, it's very hard to tell when I look over my shoulder. Sometimes I'll sit up and take a good long look if I'm in a situation where there's, I don't know, a possibility of a left hook or a long queue of traffic on a busy road. But I just noticed that this sort of normal look over the shoulder doesn't really show up, or not too much. Anyway, yeah, because of our, even though we're a small country, I believe there are an awful lot of regional accents. Dialects, maybe? I don't know. Accents for sure. Local words, for sure. But of course they do get spread around the country. So, you know, one of my favourite is when people from the northeast say mint. Oh yeah. If something is mint, you know, that's like saying brilliant, fantastic, excellent, quality, you know. At our local steakhouse that we go to, there's a guy there from the northeast. He uses mint quite often. Yeah, and when they say it, it just sounds right. Well, lots of other little words. My nan, and actually the lady at the shop, when there's a kid in, she'll call them tuppence. An old-fashioned word for 2 pence. There's also, in the Midlands, things like duck. You're right, me duck. You know, so many different ways of addressing people. I think as a man, unless you know the person, you play it safe. In this day and age you do anyway. I mean, once upon a time, you know, ladies, girls, it was love. You're right, love. Didn't mean anything. It's just a greeting. And anybody who complains and tries to turn it into something else, yeah, they're trying to change the language. But when you're a man, mate works for just about everybody. Kids, ladies, friends. Obviously your friends, you can call them a wanker as well. And as long as you say it in a sarcastic way, it'll always get a smile. Obviously, if you use wanker with a complete stranger, there's a chance that, you know, aggravation is going to ensue. It's a funny thing, actually. I think there was a video, American guys, you know, saying how volatile and that the British seem to be, and I don't think we are particularly. Everybody's got their, you know, troublemakers, let's say. But yeah, I suppose we have a free health service, so maybe you North Americans can't afford to get into a fight, so you don't. But then again, you're allowed to carry guns, aren't you? So maybe that's part of it too, I don't know. Yeah, the whole gun thing. Now, I'm not for one moment suggesting anybody's rights should be taken away. But as a person living in the UK, it's something we don't understand. It's never been a thing. So, yeah, there are guns. People can license themselves to have guns, but there's no carry in public places. Concealed, open or otherwise, you know. They're to be treated with respect, licensed and all that. Now, some people say that that means only the bad people carry guns because they get them illegally. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but we don't hear about gun crime so much in this country. That would be unusual. Knife crime, oh, the papers love that. But I think the difference in jail term between gun crime and knife crime is such a big step. You know? Yeah, even the baddies, let's say. Yeah. Prefer one over the other, just in case their luck runs out and they get caught. Right, Vomit Hill. Let's take it easy. Got quite a lot going on today, so I can't be too long. Otherwise I will get home and Julie will be extremely obstreperous. That said, we've sort of ready, prepared. Nearly there. Please don't wait for me. Oh dear. Yeah, my runny nose and throat are back. So I'm now thinking it's something else. And unfortunately, like everything in my world, controlled by diet. Yeah, every time I eat badly for a few days or a week, it comes back. And I'm feeling that hill today, which I didn't last time, I don't remember. We rode up there Sunday when we went to the group ride. I don't remember it being too difficult, but today, yeah, it's quite hard. Yeah, nothing behind me. Wow. Yeah, kinetic Herne proving ground. All sorts of stuff goes on in there. government-based stuff, I think. Vehicle testing, maybe. I'm sure somebody knows. I've never really sort of bothered to find out. It's just always been there. Yeah, nothing behind me. Except the sun. That is really nice, actually. A little bit of clicking from the back. I'm going to check a chain, I think. I wonder if I got a sticky link. Doesn't jump, just every now and then it ticks. No traffic lights down here today. So yeah, I think that's the drains there they're working on. Nice long straight road, so this one. Yeah, two corners in it, but long straight bits, easy and clear for people to overtake. So even though they might go a bit faster, and yes, there are entrances, they've got good vision ahead, so I feel a bit safer on roads like that. I don't mind people coming past at speed. It's preferable to the ones that do it very carefully and slowly. That worries me. Yeah, please just get on with it, get past and go. Okay. Right. To go down the inside of the queue. Oh, you've gone right up against the curb. Not that it matters. Fortunately, they were able to go. My dad does that. He doesn't like bikes going down the near side, so he purposely blocks it. Now, you know, you could say, well, you know, whatever. He was a flipping driving instructor. Oh dear. But sometimes driving's all about confidence, isn't it? So, oh, I tell you what, should we go up over the bridge? Let's do that. That's right, come on. Yeah, let's go up on the bridge. There it is. Yeah, this has been here for years. I think originally it was put in so people could get to the hospital at St Leonard's there. It's just over there. But of course these days, it's all these new homes and that, so people can stagger home from the pub on the other side of the road. But that's the way the world should be, shouldn't it? The right mode of transport for the situation. And if you've just stumbled out the pub after a couple of pints, then walking, taxi or bus is definitely the right situation. The brakes have stopped squeaking now anyway, that's good. Okay, nothing. Nope. Do they have rooms here? I think it looks big enough, doesn't it? Maybe not. Yeah, the Woodman. I don't know if it's a Hungry Horse still. It used to be. Sure it was. We've been in there quite recently, actually. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's what you expect from a roadside sort of carvery stroke restaurant pub bar thing. Yeah. We just happened to be in the area. It was late. We knew we weren't going to get home until late and hadn't eaten for a while, so we just thought we'll grab something while we're out. They do all the usual suspects: burgers, steaks, ham, egg and chips, fish and chips, chips and chips, lots of chips, chips with that, chips with this. They might even do pie and mash. Yeah, just as a variety. Never hurts, does it? But so yeah, I seem to remember it was actually pretty good. Good morning. Thank you. Oh, the other thing I would just say is that I think you can get away with love depending on how you say it and where you come from. If I say love, it's just the word. But you know, if you come from London or somewhere, it's like, all right, love, and it just sort of works, you know. Yeah, so I think accent and area makes a difference too. Woo-wee. Right. Actually, we watch a YouTube channel. Do you know London cycle routes or something? Anyway, big rounded friendly pink writing on his thumbnails, and he's changed it now, but yeah, you always do a little description of where he's going and why, and he show you how to get from one part of London to another. I was going to go out there, but never mind, thank you. Without using busy roads and cycle routes and things like that. Really good, but he always, yeah, he sort of explain it all and say this takes this long and it's a good alternative to this, that and the other. And then he'd always go, what? Let's get going, or whatever, something like that. What? Here we go. It's just sort of, oh, so very London, soft R's. And I always felt like he was doing it on purpose, like it was fake, because it was so London. You know? Not all right, but all right. But fantastic channel though. And just seeing that actually London, even though it's a big city with so many people in it, you can get across it on a bike, I tell you. I sometimes wish Bournemouth was a bit like that, but you can still get across Bournemouth on a bike because the rush hour traffic is so bad that even if you get knocked off, it'll be at like 5-10 mile an hour because everybody's in a queue. Yeah, I've never had a problem riding around Bournemouth and Poole in rush hour because the traffic's so slow. You know, you're so nimble and quick on a bike. It's not a problem. Right. Do I go up the busy road? Or do I take a bit of trailway? Head towards Wimborne. All of a sudden found a headwind. We're sort of going in the right, well, same direction, but yeah, this is hard. Just got in, but what's she doing? Luckily, a car came up behind me, so she would have waited for that. So even if she hadn't have seen me, she'd have still waited for the car. Right. Nothing, good. Yeah, so that's always a little one to keep in mind there, that mini roundabout, because this road is the main road and that mini roundabout is basically just straight through, it's offset. So if you're coming down this road, yeah, drivers have a habit of just going straight on like it is a straight on. They need to bend the road round a bit and then back again to slow people down. But yeah, it does mean you've got to keep that in mind when you're coming from the side there. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm taking the lane for sure. If I'm at the side there, you got this Herbert coming down the road. I don't want him trying to overtake me just yet. Let's get out the zigzags at least. In fact, the zigzags it's exactly what they mean, to be honest. Do not overtake the car at the front, or the vehicle at the front. Because of course the vehicle at the front is the only one that's got full vision of the crossing. That's why you generally don't see a bike box at zebra crossings and pelican crossings. It's usually, if it's a junction, then you might see bike boxes. Or advanced stop lines, call them what you will. But yes, the zigzags on the lead in and the lead out of crossings like that do mean, well, for a start, no stopping other than the light, so no parking. So it keeps vision empty. So the crossing has good vision in all directions for the people crossing and for cars coming along. And it definitely means do not overtake the car at the front, or the vehicle at the front. Yeah, even the cars with the 4 rings of privilege have to obey that one. You know, they can get away with pretty much anything else, but yeah, that one, that's really one everybody should be obeying, because what you've got there is pedestrians, mums pushing pushchairs, elderly and infirm. So the person at the front has got a clear vision of everything that goes on the crossing, and even if the lights change, there could be a reason why they can't go, you know, because they have full vision. So if you overtake from behind because you think, well, why bloody hell haven't they gone? Well, yes, it might be because they're on their phone and they haven't looked up, but it could also mean there's a pensioner tripped up in the road, or, you know, somebody running at the last minute to get the crossing. And that's effectively what the zigzags are for, to mitigate those situations. Sun, warmth. That said, I'm not cold. I know it's bad, isn't it? But on a bike, of course, you can see to the last millimetre. Yeah, I saw one of, what's his name, Neil. Yeah, doing his just cycling video. And some of the things he does on the bike are not good. Ashley Neil, that's it. He still thinks like a car driver. I think in some situations when you're on the bike it's a good thing, but yeah. Ashley Neil, sometimes just take your place in the queue. You know? Just because you can filter doesn't mean you should. And I live by that, and hopefully I will stay alive by that. Sometimes it's because I don't want the car I've just filtered past having to overtake me. You know, why create a situation that's dangerous just for the sake of one car that will come back again? Really? You've got to be kidding. Right, go on, go. Well done, mate. See, mate, I don't know him from Adam, but mate. Well, Oop. I definitely prefer the 5 o'clock in the morning rides, but I do think a bit of busy road riding is required from time to time. Sometimes you just have to harden yourself to the fact traffic will be around you. And as cyclists, I don't think we should be bullied into staying at home or riding only in very specific places. That's the thin end of the wedge, isn't it? Because if we don't get out and ride, that's what's going to happen. Eventually, when there's another 200% more cars again, which is coming, let's be honest, you know, there will be no room on the roads for cars, and that's when, in desperation, the government will start saying, well, let's get rid of everything else, just motor vehicles. I mean, it won't help, obviously. The only real way to sort out traffic congestion is to give alternatives. So, yeah, get out there, get in amongst it, harden yourself to it, get a feeling for what's going on as well, the way drivers think and anticipate things, and it is something you lose the knack of for sure. So I'm always happy to get out in traffic, to be honest. I don't think it makes me better or worse as a road user, but I do feel much more confident when I anticipate what's going to happen. Cool, windy, still windy. I'm going in a slightly different direction now though. There you go, Holt Heath. Not so misty today. Might be able to see across the heath. Anyway, I think this is early morning ride number 30. 30! Can you believe? 29 is uploaded, 28 you might not ever see. Yeah, some of the subjects got a bit, I don't know. I'm not sure I was, yeah, I'm not sure that one will ever see the light of day. We'll see. Is it 28 or 29? 28, I'm sure. You see, I still have this sort of overriding belief in people. And sometimes that means I think, well, sod it. I'm just going to say what I mean. But in this day and age where social media rules, everything's black and white. I've said it before. There's no room for discussion, so I tend to think the comments of a YouTube video is not the best place for that kind of thing. Face to face? Yeah, every day of the week. I'm happy to talk about anything. But yeah, certain things probably shouldn't. Flipping hell, that wind. Yeah, some things are probably best left for face to face and not comments in a YouTube video. Right, there you go. Holt Heath. You can see it today. Whew. Come on. Nearly at the top. It's not actually much of a hill. It's the wind. Flipping heck. Well, that white Volvo probably makes a point of doing that because he's got one of those illegal number plates as well. Right, this is going to be bumpy. Looks like it's been chip sealed. Right, that's better. Okay, so these shorts, padding's great. Unfortunately, I think they've stretched enough now. They don't necessarily hold the padding in the right place. I have got new ones, but I don't know, these ones, I just like them. Silly, isn't it? Not because they were the first ones I ever bought or anything like that. They just feel right when I put them on. Nothing behind me. anything behind me. Lean the bike, not the rider. Yeah, that was fun. I didn't come this way last time. I don't know if it's a shortcut or not, it feels like it is. Cuts the corner slightly, but ends up in Holt Hill. Can head back into town. What are we on? Eight o'clock. About right, isn't it? Get back for about, what, 8:45 maybe? Might even get away with one battery. There we go. Yeah, on my second page on the Wahoo, I have my gears. I have my speed and my cadence and power. Obviously it's supposed to be a climbing page, so it shows gradients and things. But yeah, I quite like seeing the gears. Oh, car back. Yeah. I'm all, well, I say always. I'm often, right, let's just have a look. Yeah, all good. Yeah, often surprised to look down and see what gear I'm in. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Yeah, sometimes I think, wow, I'm going well considering I'm in a high gear. And other times I think, flipping heck, am I only in that gear? That's really low. But yeah, it's quite interesting, I think. I mean, I say quite interesting. It's interesting for a second or so. My fastest, I say fastest, efficient, most efficient gear is probably 2.8, 2.9. It's 12 speed because it's the Di2, modern Di2. So what would that be? 52, 19, 18, something like that, 17. So what have we got? 11, 13, 14, 15? Is there 14? They're quite close, aren't they, at the bottom, at the in the top gears? Yeah, so something around the 52, 19 area. It's got to be a bit more than that, hasn't it? Because yeah, 25-ish miles an hour. 80 off them. Brain's not working. Yeah, okay, so it's 50 to 17 or 18, I reckon. Yeah, that's about my sort of most efficient, flat, good cadence, not necessarily into the wind or tailwind. Want it? But a favourite gear. Julie would ride everywhere in 50-11 if she had the choice. Morning. Yeah, Julie likes to grind. She thinks a bigger gear is just faster. And I suppose it is. But not all the time. That's better. Yeah, you can tell I've not been good to myself since the weekend. Things are coming to an end, and still quite a lot to do, but the end is in sight. It's quite stressful. I'm hoping that will go away soon. And then I can stop using stress as an excuse for doing the wrong things. Right, climb up to Coal Hill. What have we got? Yeah, one more to come. Come on in. I'll tell you what, if you read the Daily Mail, you'd think everybody hates cyclists, wouldn't you? Everybody's lovely. It's only the Daily Mail that's a problem. Okay, now, I was going to go straight ahead, but we'll let them deal with the kids. He's turning, yeah, let's go this way. I'll still end up in the same place, but I shall go right then left, rather than going right next to the school gates. Yeah, you just wait behind me, mate. No matter how close you get. I know. I know. All right, Mum, I know Dolly's got to get to school, but steady on. Cheers. Right. Yeah, you thought you were going to push through there, didn't you? Well, you're not. Oh, you did there. There we go. Look that way, Christ's sake. Honestly, sometimes I know I should be doing. The brain just says, no, not today. Doesn't happen often, but it happens. Nothing behind me. Wet on the road, but dry at the turn. Yeah, you wait there, Mr. White Van Man. Right, here we go. Yeah, Lee Road. Just like that. We just appeared into a totally different environment. Now, we're not going to get into a discussion, are we, about how we pronounce Lee Road? Now, we know what a lee is, don't we? A flat meadow area of ground, yeah? And when it's spelt with a GH, it is a lee. And I know there's a lie, which means the same thing, but it's spelt differently. So let's not go down that road. I've lived here for nearly 60 years. I've worked in Wimborne for 20 years. It was always Lee Road. I don't know where this Lie Road has come from, but it's quite modern. It's only happened in the last 25 years. When I worked here for many years, it was Lee Road. Everybody called it Lee Road. Not one person ever called it Lie Road. Yes, a lie is the same as a lee, but it's spelt differently. And it's certainly not East Lie or Stone Lie, is it? It's Eastleigh and Stoneleigh. And you wouldn't call your kid Lie, would you? It's Lee. In all honesty, I don't care what you call it. It's Lee Road. You call it what you want. Honestly, why can't all bike paths around town be like this? This is just all we need. We don't need any of that stupid barrier rubbish. You know? Just, oh, you know, just this. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know? This should be like the blueprint. Wallersdown as well, just perfect. Cars can get up on here if they need to let emergency vehicles through. Do you know what I mean? And if there's emergency vehicles around, cyclists should be aware that cars and vehicles need to get off the road and out of the way. I've said this before, I don't know. It makes me so angry that everything just seems so simple, but it doesn't get done that way. I don't know. It's just life, innit? It's just life. Right, let's go round under the bypass. Okay, it's good they've taken this gate off. Well, not off, but left it open. So much easier for people in mobility scooters and what have you to get through. Ding! Right, here we go. Right, what's the time? Ah, so the battery ran out there and I didn't notice. Just as I was doing my C on the next one, I looked down and no red light. Anyway, I did have a second battery with me. I have changed it. I definitely am going to make it past Hobbycraft without stopping. That isn't always the case when Madam's with me. Apparently yarn is a thing. Jesus Christ. People, sometimes I just want them to get on with it, because they might have got on the road there, but never mind. I'm there now. Right, she's definitely sticking to the left, isn't she? The BMW's undecided. Yeah, she's going left. I'm going to stay out a little bit. Not really enough room to overtake just yet. Okay. I'm up to speed now, so as they come up behind me, they'll have to make a bit more of an effort or think about it a bit more. When I was back there just getting up to speed, going slower, they might of course have rushed themselves into a decision. No, all good. I think the car that was there turned into Greg's. Hooray for Greg's. We're a risk going over the bridge today. Any big lorries? Can't see because of the trees. No, we're good. But they cut the corner there, you see, and they swing right out to come onto the bridge, so you do have to be aware. Like here, see, he's well on my side of the road. It's understandable. It's a narrow bridge, they need to get straight as they're going onto it. So I'm not complaining, it's just something you definitely need to be aware of. Right. Yep, gate's still open. Everybody's queued up. Oh well, there, I forgot to restart my doofer. Right, 8:30. Get home for 9. Shower, changed. Bit of breakfast. And we'll get on with the day.